Google just forced a complete remake of your phone's voice assistant without asking for permission, and millions of people absolutely hate it. If you're an Android user who loved the simple, reliable Google Assistant, the one that just did what you asked without the flowery AI personality, I've got some good news. You can get it back. This video shows you exactly how to roll back from Gemini to the old Google Assistant in under 3 minutes. Reclaim your phone's simplicity. And stop fighting with an AI that's trying too hard to be helpful. Here's the thing that changes everything. Google buried this option so deep in your settings that most people have no idea it exists. Even if you're frustrated right now, you're probably not alone, and you don't need to be stuck with Gemini if you don't want it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make the switch and restore your Android experience to the way it was. Whether you're annoyed by Gemini's verbose responses, miss the lightning-fast simplicity of the old Assistant, or just want more control over which AI handles your voice commands, we've got the answer. To understand why people are so upset, you need to know what Google actually changed. For over a decade, Google Assistant was the default voice AI on Android phones. It was straightforward. You'd say something, it would listen, process your command, and do exactly what you asked. Then, in 2023 and 2024, Google began rolling out Gemini, their new AI model, as the replacement for Assistant on millions of devices. But here's what the headlines aren't telling you. Gemini isn't just a faster or smarter version of Assistant. It's a completely different AI built on a different architecture designed to be conversational and creative, almost like ChatGPT. For everyday use, setting a timer, checking the weather, sending a text message, this is overkill. Some people love the extra personality and conversational skills, sure, but for users who just want a quick, reliable voice command tool, Gemini feels bloated. The switch happened automatically on many phones as people updated Android or refreshed their devices, and Google didn't give users an easy way to go back. That sparked a revolt among people who preferred the simpler, speedier Assistant. Understanding this change helps explain why so many users are searching for answers right now. So what's the actual difference between Gemini and Google Assistant? Think of it like comparing a luxury restaurant concierge to a vending machine. Google Assistant is the vending machine. You press a button, you get what you asked for. No conversation, no upselling, just results. It's optimized for speed and specificity. Gemini is the concierge. It wants to chat, offer suggestions, explain context, and treat every interaction like a conversation. For a 5-word command like set a timer for 10 minutes, Google Assistant would do it in under a second. Gemini, meanwhile, might acknowledge your request, add some context, and then set the timer. That extra chat feels intrusive when you're just trying to get something done. There's also a technical layer. Gemini is built on Google's newer language model technology, which means it's more capable at nuanced language understanding, creative writing, and complex reasoning, brilliant if you're using it to brainstorm or research something, but completely unnecessary if you're just asking it to add an item to your shopping list. And here's what most people overlook entirely. The old Google Assistant is still there on your phone, hidden in the settings, just waiting for you to switch back to it. Google never actually removed it, they just hid it and made Gemini the default. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Imagine you're driving home and it's getting dark. You say, "Hey Google, turn on my home lights." With the old Assistant, boom, lights on in under a second, no fuss. With Gemini, it might say something like, "I'm turning on your home lights now. It looks like evening where you are, so this should help." That extra bit of helpfulness sounds thoughtful in a text message, but when you're driving, you're already looking at the road, you didn't need the explanation. Here's another one. You're in a meeting and you need to know what time it is in Tokyo. With Assistant, you say, "What time is it in Tokyo?" and it tells you 9:47 p.m. Clean, fast. With Gemini, you get a full rundown about Tokyo's time zone, maybe some info about the city and then the time. Or imagine you're at a store and you want to look up a product price. Assistant does it instantly. Gemini might ask if you want related products or reviews or comparisons. These differences sound tiny on their own, but they add up. Thousands of people online have posted about how much slower and more frustrating Gemini feels for basic, everyday tasks. And now here's where it gets interesting. Fixing it takes about 90 seconds. Let's do a quick head-to-head comparison of what you're really trading. Google Assistant is optimized for speed. It processes commands in half a second to 2 seconds on most phones. Gemini typically takes 2 to 5 seconds because it's running a more complex language model that's trying to generate more thoughtful, conversational responses. For a single command, that's not a huge difference, but when you're using voice control multiple times a day, setting reminders, sending messages, checking weather, playing music that lag compounds, then there's complexity versus simplicity. Google Assistant has 20 to 30 core commands that handle 95% of what people actually use it for: timers, alarms, reminders, weather, calling, texting, music control, smart home control, and web search. Gemini is designed to handle any question you throw at it, which sounds great until you realize it means it's always running a language model in the background, which drains battery faster. Battery life is a real difference. Users report anywhere from 3 to 8% better battery performance after switching back to Assistant. And here's what the headlines aren't telling you: privacy. Gemini logs more interaction data by design because it's trained to learn from conversations. For users who care about that distinction, it matters. But wait, there's something nobody's talking about. The simplicity factor is actually the core reason people prefer the old version. Here's where this gets bigger than just one phone feature. This is a window into how tech companies treat user preferences. Google didn't ask permission to replace your voice assistant. They didn't send you a survey. They didn't put a toggle in the settings and let you choose. They just swapped it out and buried the option to go back deep in settings where most people would never find it. That's the implicit message. The company decides what you get, and you adapt. It's the same logic that plays out across the entire tech industry. Windows gets a redesign you didn't ask for. iOS pushes features you don't want. Social platforms change algorithms, and suddenly your feed looks completely different. This matters because it represents a change in how tech companies view user autonomy. There was a time, not that long ago, when customization and choice were the selling points. Now, companies assume they know better and force the change, then grudgingly allow a workaround for power users who know where to look. And this is what nobody predicted. The backlash against these forced changes is actually creating a market for simpler, more customizable alternatives. People are actively looking for phones and apps that respect their preferences rather than imposing new ones. This story about Google Assistant versus Gemini is tiny, but it's symbolic of something much larger happening in tech. Okay, let's get this done. The process is surprisingly simple once you know where to look. First, open your Android settings and scroll down to Apps and Notifications. Tap on Default Apps. Look for Digital Assistant app and tap it. You'll see Gemini is currently selected. Tap the drop-down or the option next to it and select Google Assistant from the list. That's it. Your default voice assistant is now the old Google Assistant again. Next time you say, "Hey Google," or hold down the Home button, you'll get the old, simpler assistant back. If you don't see Google Assistant in that list, it means it's been completely removed from your device, which is rare but can happen. In that case, you can download the Google app from the Play Store and it'll restore the old assistant. The beauty of this method is that it's reversible. If you change your mind and want to try Gemini again, you can swap back just as easily. Most people who make this switch say they notice the difference immediately. That faster response time, the simpler answers, the lack of unnecessary context, it all comes rushing back. One more thing, if you're using a Pixel phone, the process is identical and you don't need any special permissions or developer mode. This works on any Android device running Android 11 or higher. Here's what this means for you as an Android user. You have more control over your phone than Google wants you to think. The company's default settings don't define your experience. Your choices do. Gemini has its place. If you're someone who likes conversational AI, who enjoys the extra explanations and context, who uses voice commands for creative brainstorming or detailed research, then Gemini is genuinely better for you. But if you're the majority of people who just want a voice assistant that does what you ask, when you ask it, with no extra flourish, then you shouldn't feel guilty about switching back. The old Google Assistant is still there, still supported, still faster, and still doing the job it was built to do. Take 30 seconds right now to go into your settings and make the switch if you haven't already. You'll feel the difference. The voice will respond faster. Your commands will get simpler. Cleaner answers. Your battery will thank you. And most importantly, Your phone will work the way you actually want it to work, not the way a company decided it should work for you. That's the real story here, reclaiming the simplicity that technology should provide. If you found this helpful, follow for more deep dives into how technology is actually built and how it's shaping our lives.